Top 10 Most Overpowered Anime Characters, 2025 edition. You just never get tired of watching OP anime characters just absolutely destroy an opponent without breaking a sweat. From characters with heartfelt pasts to literal gods who can rewrite destiny, these are the 10 most overpowered characters in anime, 2025 edition. 10. Yuke Feldio. I left my A-rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon depths. Kicking off our list is someone you definitely don't want to challenge. Yuke Feldio, a retired A-rank adventurer turned instructor, takes a group of inexperienced students into the depths of dangerous dungeons. It's a classic setup, but that's until you realize the terrifying gap between him and everyone else. Even in battles where elite parties would have quite a challenge, he just turns them into teaching sessions for his students. Now that's a different type of overpowered when you turn your enemies into exam material. All the while, he's holding back 99% of his true power. And just when you think that's his limit, he can cast gravity magic, curse magic, and has genius fight IQ. Real legends don't chase glory, they're the teachers that made us who we are. Except for that one teacher in school who gives homework with same-day deadlines. 9. Ein. Even given the worthless appraiser class, I'm actually the strongest coming up is the perfect example of why you should never judge a class by its title, and it's Ein from an anime with a really long title called Even Given the Worthless Appraiser Class. I'm actually the strongest. In a world where your job determines your worth, most people see the appraiser class as pretty useless. What's even worse is that Ein was mocked, bullied, and even left for dead. But little did they know he's secretly OP. That's because appraisers can gather detailed information and secrets about objects, people, and even situations. It's breaking the norm, and in my opinion, it's slowly turning Ein into a literal omniscient being. Using this skill, he can just take one look and then take the necessary actions to make sure he succeeds every single time. It's so broken that it basically negates the concept of strength entirely. It's like everyone around him is playing checkers, while he's playing 5D chess with solitaire on the side. 8. Amate Machu Yuzuriha Mobile Suit Gundam GQ-X. Going away from Fantasyland, we're going to the realm of sci-fi with Amate Machu Yuzuriha from Mobile Suit Gundam GQ. So the GQ-X is actually Machu's Gundam, and it's the reason why she's so OP. It uses a unique Omega Psychommu system, which literally allows Machu to pull off insane dogfighting techniques and control the entire mobile suit with just her brainwaves. The suit has a beam saber, beam rifle, 4 Vulcan guns, and an eye field generator. So to sum this up, Machu is a teenage Dr. X controlling a transformer, and I'm not entirely surprised that at 17 years old, she started dog-walking everyone after getting the suit, because she's essentially a one-mech strike squad with Goku's Ultra Instinct built into the system. 7. Shinra Kusakabe, Fire Force. Blazing into the next spot is a wannabe hero who's got the looks of a villain. Shinra Kusakabe from Fire Force. You already know this guy is going to be so badass because his nickname is the Devil's Footprints. Now, Shinra started off as a pretty talented fighter, but as the series went on, he's basically become too overpowered for his own good. When he uses the Adala Burst along with his pyrokinetic abilities, he becomes so fast that he travels at the speed of light. His feats include obliterating an infernal in just 1 second to moving so fast, his body deconstructs and reconstructs as he's moving. Yes, if you're wondering, he is moving through time-space and can even briefly reverse time. And I know the manga readers here are smiling inside because you'll never guess what happens to him in future episodes. Next up, number 6. Koinzel, Ubelblatt. Moving on, we go to a classic story of vengeance that shows the reason for gaining power isn't always about being the strongest. Koinzel from Ubelblatt, formerly known as Ashariat, was one of the heroes who saved the kingdom in his word, but he was betrayed and even executed by his own allies. Yet, 20 years later, he returns as this shadowy, half-human figure with one goal: to kill the 7 heroes. At first, he doesn't look like the overpowered type, but look closer and you'll realize that he's actually half fairy now, and under the moonlight, he gets an insane power-up. This includes healing and strength increase. Not only that, he's an exceptional swordsman, earning the title of Blade Master and the ability to attack opponents with gust-like attacks called Black Wing. 5. X. 2B Hero. X. Honestly though, swordsmanship doesn't matter when you're up against someone like X from To Be Hero X. Now, X is the name given to the #1 hero in this series, and as they become become more popular and gain more fans, they eventually become stronger, and this particular X is not even trying to hide how OP he is. That's because his main ability is rewriting reality itself. He can bend space, control space and time, and even change the animation from 2D to 3D. He's so powerful that even the animators have to adjust to his techniques. But it doesn't stop there. There are moments where X can seemingly teleport and manipulate matter in any way he wants, including just snapping his finger to create shockwaves. He sort of has Toon Force where he can do anything that's cool. So if you don't want to be obliterated by a white-haired man who can control animation styles, like and subscribe. 4. Barrel Gardenant, from Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman. Next up, we have the personification of why you shouldn't mess with old men, especially ones carrying swords. This is Barrel Gardenant, from another anime with a really long title called From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman. He just runs a simple dogo in the countryside, but the normalcy ends there when you realize almost every single student he taught went on to become a famous swordmaster. The main reason for that is that Barrel doesn't even know how strong he is. He thinks he's just a past his prime swordsman, when in reality, he's practically unbeatable. His eyes are his main asset, where he can perfectly see an enemy's strike before it hits him, no matter how fast they are. This allows him to come up with the perfect counter and just end the fight with one slash. I wouldn't even be surprised if a villain showed up and stopped fighting because he was a student of Barrel too. 3. Dante, Devil May Cry. But let's have a little detour and go to an anime that's a little bit more suited for the West. If you've played the games, you already know how strong Dante from Devil May Cry is, and they accurately capture it in the series. As the son of the demon Sparta, Dante's room for growth and current power is limitless, and instead of fighting every boss, he just likes to have fun now. You see, because of his lineage, Dante is immortal. He can't die. This is why he can just run around and try surfing missiles, using demons as a skateboard and complaining about not getting paid. And he can do that because he's a complete master of any weapon he touches, from swords to guns to even motorcycles. And when he awakens his inner demon, you bet any opponent he faces is going to get absolutely destroyed. 2. Taro Sakamoto, Sakamoto Days. Speaking of weapon masters, next is the greatest hitman of all time. No, not John Wick, it's the convenience store owner and proud father, Taro Sakamoto from Sakamoto Days. Before he became fat and round, Sakamoto was considered the Grim Reaper. He was unstoppable and a living legend, but he promised his wife not to kill anyone again, so he retired. Yet new threats just keep coming from around the corner, so he pulls up his endless assortment of skills and takes them down without breaking a sweat. One thing you gotta notice about him is that his durability is godlike. Also, anything he touches is practically a weapon, and he can win duels even against other master hitmen. And he never breaks his no-kill promise. So imagine what he could do if he went all out. 1. Sung Jin-Woo, Solo Leveling. And finally, in our #1 spot is a character that is overpowered personified. You probably guessed it from the get-go, because it's none other than Sung Jin-Woo from Solo Leveling. He went from the world's weakest hunter to a hunter who could probably take over the world if he wanted to. He's unlike any hunter because, just like the title suggests, he's leveling up. As the Shadow Monarch, he can control hundreds, if not thousands, of shadow summons already. From fodder shadows to an ant that chewed off the head of a national-level hunter from Japan. Plus, his physical stats are through the roof, and he can probably smack you through the roof too with a flick of his finger. All in all, this isn't even the end of his grind, because he's going to get stronger and stronger until he reaches godhood. So those are our picks for the top 10 most overpowered anime characters, 2025 edition. Let us know in the comments who you would have added to this list and why. Make sure to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell for more videos like this one.